At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5 verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him too." That's us, Second Mile.
If you want your lawn to look amazing, look no further than Amazing Grass Lawn Care. Elijah Jervis and his crew of outstanding lawn care professionals are the best in the bluegrass. At Amazing Grass, we aim to meet all of your lawn care needs at a reasonable price. You grow it, we'll mow it. For Amazing Grass, phone 606-231-4411. Isaiah 40:8. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Amazing Grass. How sweet the ground. E.C. Porter IGA has been your hometown grocery store for decades because of our quality and impeccable service. And through the years, that hasn't changed. 714 East 4th Street in London. E.C. Porter IGA is a proud sponsor of our local student athletes. Independent Opportunities is a human service company committed to providing high-quality support for those with disabilities. They're hiring now. Phone 877-9209 or search Independent Opportunities on Facebook.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here. This is the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on North Laurel Nation and 98.5 WJT out of London. We're excited to bring you the crosstown showdown matchup tonight. Your North Laurel Jaguars taking on the South Laurel Lady Cardinals. These two teams met earlier in the season. North Laurel came away with the win. I believe it was...
Yes, they came away with a 7-5 win.
7-5, yes.
At South Laurel back on March 24th. They come in, Lady Jaguars come in with a record of 13-3, and Lady Cardinals with a record of 10-3. And by all accounts, these are the top two teams in the 13th region. So it's always a great battle between these two teams, two of the premier softball programs in the state of Kentucky. So we look forward to this matchup tonight.
Absolutely. We'd like to give a huge thank you to our sponsor, Second Mile Behavioral Health, for presenting this matchup tonight on North Laurel Nation on Facebook and 98.5 FM Light of London.
Yeah, we talk about them, their matchups here, and, played once this year. It'll be the second time. Met in the championship game last year of the 13th regional tournament with North Laurel coming away with a 6-3 victory. With the previous year, South Laurel was victorious in the first round of the 13th region tournament. Again, well-coached teams, the premier softball teams in the state. Excited to bring this matchup, and not on our usual location of Huddle Live tonight, but we're transitioning to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network to North Laurel Live, and also on the radio at 98.5. So looking forward to that partnership, and a lot of things happening here in the next few months with North Laurel Athletics. Jaelyn, if you got the starting lineups here, I'll go over those.
Good luck, ladies. Let's play
Finish up
softball.
the national anthem for South Laurel. Leading off and playing shortstops, number 7, Bailey Frazier. Batting second, number 11, playing left field, Morgan Jackson. Batting third, first baseman, number 14, Kenzie Williams. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 22, Emmy Rice. Batting fifth, number 10, center fielder, Addie Baker. Batting sixth, number 5, the right fielder Riley Brett. Batting 7th, number 15, the second baseman Sky Lawson. Batting 8th be number 3, the pitcher Audrey Likens. And batting 9th would be number 13, Sadie Lewis, the designated player. And playing right field would be Kinley Erdl.
For your North Laurel Lady Jaguars, starting pitcher tonight's going to be number 4, Emma Carl. Behind the plate, Bella Finley. First base, Morgan Edwards. Second baseman is Bella Sizemore. Sage McClure at shortstop. Ellie Adams, third base. We have Lucy Jo Linville in right field, Katie Sams in center field, and Katie Keene in left field. Really great game by your Lady Jags earlier in the season against South Laurel. Tessa Holland got the start that game, pitched 5 innings, and Emma Carl came in to finish that game off the last 2 innings there. Both pitchers with a great pitching effort that game was able to pull off the win there. So Carl in the circle. First pitch, high and inside for ball 1. Pretty good weather temperature-wise, just a little overcast here this evening.
A few raindrops
A few
earlier.
sprinkles, that's right. Nice pitch there by Carl, right down the pipe for strike 1. 1-1 count here. That pitch going to be high for ball 2.
A little high and inside.
Bailey Frazier, a junior here. 39 at bats with 17 hits on the season.
She's worked the count to 3-1.
And right there, Frazier tosses the bat. Thought that was ball 4. Great call by the umpire there. Got right there on the bottom of the strike zone for strike 2. Carl worked her way back here. Full count.
Yeah, it's something we talked about the other night. You know, it's very important as a pitcher to work ahead, to be in the strike zone, pound that strike zone, and not to walk a lot of hitters. Walks usually tend to score.
And right there, great pitch and a great catch. A diving play by Sage McClure at shortstop. Going to get the first out of the ball game. And I think we should note here, Sage suffered a pretty harsh injury to her finger 2 days ago in the matchup against Madison Southern.
Yeah, she actually broke her finger on her throwing hand. So she's wearing a splint on that throwing hand. Be curious to see how that works out, but not too many kids tougher than Sage McClure. She's not going to miss this game.
We've known that for years, haven't we? Growing up playing travel ball together, she's tough as they come. First pitch here going to be strike number 1 for Emma Carl. It's number 11, sophomore Morgan Jackson at the plate for the Lady Cardinals. Jackson with a .389 batting average this season. Second pitch going to be ball 1. 1-1 count here. That ball fouled off and out of play. Right there. Quick hit right back to the pitcher. Nice play there by Carl. Looked like she threw a changeup right there.
Yeah, had her a little off balance, and great job by Emma to be ready to field your position. It's very important as a pitcher. Help herself out there with that 1-3 put out for the second out of the inning.
So 2 quick outs here for the Lady Jags. And that's going to bring up number 14, Kenzie Williams. Carl working the outside corner for strike 1 there. That pitch just a little too outside. 1-1 count here, 2 outs.
changeup again.
Yep. Williams able to throw the bat out there and get a piece of it for foul ball. Curious to see if Williams is going to be taking the mound tonight
She's
in the
not.
circle. She's not.
She's not.
Does that mean Likens
Likens
got to
is in the
start?
circle.
Right there, that pitch on the outside corner again.
Fouled back there, but I believe Williams pitched the first game. When when these two teams play, it's kind of who's going to show their hand first. I know Tessa pitched the first game at South for Lady Jags. Oh, that's a good-looking pitch.
That's a great-looking pitch by Carl.
Great eye by Williams on that. But I know prior leading up to game time, it was kind of a cat and mouse game as who was going to be pitching for South. And looks like Likens is going to get the start in the circle.
That pitch a little low. Ball 3 here. We got a full count situation with 2 outs.
Yeah, Williams being very disciplined there in the box. And work the walk. That's just a good piece of hitting. Great at bat there. Emma wanted to be careful there. And, number 3 hitter, not to give her anything too good to hit. And same thing here with the cleanup hitter coming up. If I'm not mistaken, Emmy Rice is the leading home run hitter for Lady Cardinals.
And you could tell right there what a big cut that was by Rice. Great pitch by Carl, though, going to be strike 1. And there it is, that outside corner.
Yeah, that's going to be key for Emma tonight is to move the ball around, work the inside and outside corners, and hit her spots. Another great pitch. It's low. That was low, but takes a lot of discipline with 2 strikes to let that ball go by. But that's exactly where Emma wants to keep that pitch.
Still working that outside corner. That time just a little too far out. 2-2 count here for Rice.
Look forward to come back here with maybe a pitch on the inside corner. Oh, she's still working the outside. Seems like she's getting a little
frustrated there.
But that ball's out. We got a pretty good angle here. We can't see a lot up and down, but we can see in and out, and that ball's out.
Runner is looking to go there. Going to be ball 4 regardless. So Rice taking first base now. Williams on second, and that's going to bring up number 10, Addison Baker, the senior for the Lady Cards. Rice going to get a pinch runner. Number 1, Piper Jackson, now on first base. And it's important for Emma Carl right here to not lose herself. It can be frustrating, She's thrown some really nice pitches so far and ended up walking the 2 batters in a row here.
Yeah, well, we talked about the other night, the Yogi Bear, the game's 90% mental, 10% physical. Good pitch there, off speed. So she's got to refocus here, get back to what she was doing with the first 2 hitters. It's important to keep them off the scoreboard here in the top of the first.
That pitch a little low for ball 1. 1-1 count here. And Carl only a freshman. That's something I don't think a lot of people fail to realize sometimes. When we saw her pitch last year as an 8th grader, and I could tell already she's come a long way mentally in the mental aspect of the game.
Yeah, it seems like she's been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, she's only a freshman, and she's only going to continue to get better. If I'm not mistaken, she was a preseason player of the year in the 13th region.
She was. That pitch high, and Baker going to hold off there. 2-1 count. And a great pitch there for strike 2.
Yeah, Baker hitting .381 on the season. No home runs and 7 RBIs. She didn't even have. She wasn't in the.
She wasn't even in the box there.
That's
Strike.
Strike three.
Strike three is called, and that's going to end the inning.
She
didn't signal time.
I guess what we've got there, and he didn't acknowledge that she was out of the box, but she clearly had a foot out of the box.
She did not signal time though, so that's hard. Makes it hard for the umpire to.
Yeah. Well, you see a lot of girls. We talked about it on Monday night. A girl from Madison Southern had a different stance, and some of them will start with that left foot right on
and
the
bring
line.
it and step in.
And it looks like we got a little bit of
Buffalo Wings and Rings, EC Porters.
Yeah, so South Laurel coaching staff not happy right there with that.
No, and I honestly I can't say I blame them sitting here watching it. I mean, but she's got to make sure that the umpire acknowledges
that's exactly what I was about to say. I've not played softball for several years, but when I did, it was a number one rule as the batter. You always put your hand up to signal time there. But anyways, into the top of the first, heading into the bottom of the first inning, 0-0, no hits for South Laurel in that inning, and Carl closed it out with a nice strikeout. And that's going to bring Katie Sam's lead off here. We'd like to thank tonight's game sponsor, Second Mile Behavioral Health. Thank you guys for sponsoring tonight's game and student athletes of North Laurel.
Absolutely. Yeah, we still have some ongoing discussion. And now the first base umpire is injecting himself into the discussion. And I'm sure, I can't hear, but I'm sure that's what the umpires are saying is, that she was never given time. But on the opposite side, their coaches are probably saying she had 1 foot out of the box, which she did. We clearly saw.
Yeah, it was very clear.
Nonetheless, we'll be entering the bottom of the first as your Lady Jaguars will come to bat. Again, you're listening to Jaelyn Black and Mike Black on the Jaguar Broadcasting Network in North Laurel Nation and 98.5 WJTE. As we spoke about earlier, we will be transitioning some of our broadcasts to North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on Facebook and 98.5 WJTE. So be looking for some announcers there, and I'll be posting some information about game sponsorships and sponsorship packages here for the rest of the season as we look to try to broadcast several more games.
So Katie Sam steps into the box for the Lady Jags, leading off here in the bottom of the first. First pitch is low and down in the turf there for ball 1. Katie Sams with 63 at-bats, 27 hits for 429 batting average, and gets under that one, pops it straight up, and Lycan's going to make the catch for out number 1.
They got her out on her front foot there. And good pitch. Nice play by the pitcher. Audrey Lykins is a junior. According to the most recent stats on KHSA, she's pitched in 2 games, 9 innings, with 2 wins and an ERA of 1.56.
So that out will bring up pitcher Emma Carl. First pitch going to be low, ball 1. 2 days ago, Carl absolutely crushed a ball down the third base line for a solo shot against Madison Southern.
She went 3 for 4. That was her team-leading 5th home run also.
Right there, looks like she was just a little out in front. Got the bat on the ball, though, and fouled that one off. 1-1 count. Good eye there. That ball way outside. 2-1, 1 out here. Going to be ball 3, so a 3-1 count here for Emma Carl.
Yeah, this is a good pitch to hit. You're looking for that pitch dead red, set on it right down the middle, one you can drive.
That's going to be ball 4. So Carl going to take first base here for the Lady Jags.
Be curious to see as Sage McClure enters the box.
That brings to the plate. Number 2, Sage McClure.
How that broken finger affects her swing. And I know talking to the coaches pregame, they said she was crushing the ball in warm-ups and didn't seem to have little to no effect on her swing.
Nice cut by McClure. That ball fouled straight back into the net.
You didn't flinch, did you?
No, not that time.
I bet Drew did. No, as a former catcher over here, he wouldn't flinch. He's ready.
Second pitch, low, ball 1.
A little low, and she's kind of being like Emma was, trying to stay out of the middle of the plate. That's where you're going to get hurt. So she's trying to hit her spots here.
That ball hit hard, but right to the second baseman, and Carl did not read it well. She's out at first, so double play by South Laurel to end the first inning. Plays like that are tough. That ball, came off hard off the bat by McClure. Just hit it right to the second baseman, and as a runner right there, you want to get a good jump on it, because if it's in a gap, you got a chance to advance to third there. But just hit it right to the second baseman, and Carl too big of a lead to get back in time.
Well, as soon as that pitch is released, you're going to work on getting that secondary lead. And that ball just hit so hard. She didn't have a chance to get back. She could have read it perfectly, and still a good throw gets her out. And that's the game of softball. Sometimes you hit it right at them. Sometimes you hit bloopers, and it looks like a line drive in the books. But that'll complete the first inning. North Laurel 0, South Laurel 0.
And so far, 0 hits on either side here. So leading off the top of the second inning for South Laurel is number 5, Riley Bretts. And she clearly signaled time right there to the umpire.
I would say there's going to be a concerted effort here on behalf of the South Laurel Lady Cardinal hitters to call time.
Really low stance for Bretts here, and Carl's pitch too low. Ball 1.
Yeah, Brett's only an 8th grader. 10 hits in 33 at-bats and fouls one straight back. And
I ducked.
Jaelyn ducked that time. Forgot about the netting and the building we're in. Brett's an 8th grader hitting .303 on the season.
Wild pitch by Carl there as Brett ducks out of the way. 2-1 count now. And a great pitch by Carl. Brett's not able to turn around on it. Fouls it back into the net. 2-2 count here.
Here's where Emma's got to be a pitcher. Hit a spot here, make Brett's hit her pitch.
Another foul ball by Brett's. That pitch going to be ball 3, so another full count situation here.
I think out of the first 6 hitters, that's the 3rd full count. Ball's low. Oh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, that ball was low, and then we had an appeal with a left-handed hitter to the first base umpire. We had that issue the other night, and the umpire refused to, which I agree. It's the
You,
first
you
base
can't see that. You
it.
can't see a left-handed hitter right there. So that's going to be ball 4. Bretz will take first base, and here's a little sack bunt. Carl fields it, throws her out at first, and the runner will advance to second here. That was
Sky Lawson.
yes, number 15. So 1 out now. Brett's advanced to second on that sacrifice bunt, and that'll bring up the pitcher, number 3, Audrey Likens. And South Laurel's coach coming out to have a word here with the umpire.
Not sure what that discussion was about. Need a sideline reporter so we can on the field.
Let's mic the umpires up.
Let's mic the umpires up, or the coaches. Coach Harley Mink having a discussion with home plate umpire Russ Shear now.
So Finley and Ian Phil gonna come in and have a word with their pitcher here. Again, we'd like to take this little break here to thank Second Mile Behavioral Health for presenting this crosstown showdown tonight. Looks like whatever situation there was, it was resolved. So Likens going to step into the box now.
1 out, runner on second for the Lady Cardinals. It's not a ball, it's a ball.
And Edwards now gonna have his word with the umpire there as they let Brett's advance there. Looked like an illegal pitch by Carl.
Like an illegal pitch. That's why the call. She had the ball in her glove and took the ball out of her glove.
Does the runner advance there?
I'm not going to speculate. I umpired baseball, and some of the softball
The rules are a little different. I don't think, according to the facial expressions of Chris Edwards and the hand motions right now, he does not believe that's the correct call. So the umpires are going to gather right here. And, folks, we're only one complete inning into this ball game, and we've had more meetings with the umpires than we have any kind of action tonight.
Well, I heard someone here outside the press box say that's a illegal pitch. That's a ball. Again, I'm not up on my softball rules to know if that's a balk or an illegal pitch. I believe in softball it's an illegal pitch. So again, we will kind of sit and observe and see what transpires here.
Looks like they're going to make Bretz go back to second base there. Edwards seems pleased, so he'll scratch his head and head back to the dugout here.
Yeah, it's just the consequence of an illegal pitch. The penalty is that the pitch is typically called a ball, and there's no award to the runners.
So that pitch was a ball, and the second one going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1.
So now we should have a 1-1 count.
And strike 2, and risky play there by Finley. Finley was going to try to pick Brett off there.
Trying to throw behind the runner.
Yeah. 1-2 count here. Carl looking for that outside pitch once again. Can't get it. 2-2 count now. Again, just a little outside right there. Now I have a full count here, so. I'd like to see Carl throw a pitch that can be put into play. She does, right back at her, and an easy out there.
She might have had a play there at third if she would have. But take the safe out.
Yeah.
It's out number 2.
You don't want to risk making a bad throw to the third baseman and then giving up a run and not getting it out at all there.
No, and you
I like the.
You got your number 9 hitter coming up, number 13, Sadie Lewis. And she is played 12 games, 27 at-bats, and 6 hits.
That ball low and outside for Carl. 1-0 count here.
I'm sorry, 8 hits. 8 for 27 and 296.
Second pitch is hit, and Adams tried to get to it. Going to be foul ball here.
We're kind of closed off here on the third baseline.
Right at the top of the strike zone for Carl there. 1-2 count.
Yeah, I think Bella Finley kind of raised up a little bit. I think that was at the top of the strike.
I agree. It looked awkward, but
yeah, catcher kind of raised up and gave the appearance it was a little higher than it actually was. 1-2 count.
That one a little high. 2-2 count now.
Yeah, it's a big at bat, big pitch here for both teams. Got a runner on third in a 0-0 game. What she definitely doesn't want to do is to walk the number 9 hitter and get back to the top of the lineup. So, again, great job by the South Laurel hitter working the count full again.
If I'm Carl, I want to give her a ball she can hit and let my defense make a play, and that's going to be ball 4.
With 2 out and 2 on.
Back up to the top of the lineup was Bailey Frazier, and she lined down. If you remember in the first inning, great play by Sage McClure in the hole. A little different atmosphere than our game earlier this week for the broadcast.
Absolutely.
Fans are a little louder. Good crowd coming out tonight.
That ball crushed to left field, and Katie King going to get to it in time for out number 3, and that's going to end the top of the second inning here. Still 0-0 and no hits on either side. We'll step aside for a quick break to get a word from some of our sponsors. You're listening to North Laurel Nation, home of Jaguar Broadcasting Network on Facebook and WJT 98.5.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. That's us, Second Mile Behavioral.
If you want your lawn to look amazing, look no further than Amazing Grass Lawn Care. Elijah Jervis and his crew of outstanding lawn care professionals are the best in the bluegrass. At Amazing Grass, we aim to meet all of your lawn care needs at a reasonable price. You grow it, we'll mow it. For Amazing Grass, phone 606-231-4411. Isaiah 40:8. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Amazing Grass. How sweet the ground. E.C. Porter IGA has been your hometown grocery store for decades because of our quality and impeccable service. And through the years, that hasn't changed. 714 East 4th Street in London. E.C. Porter IGA is a proud sponsor of our local student athletes. Independent Opportunities is a human service company committed to providing high-quality support for those with disabilities. They're hiring now. Phone 877-9209 or search Independent Opportunities on Facebook.
Leading off in the bottom of the second is number 8, second baseman Bella Sizemore. Hits a hard ball right up the middle, gets by the second baseman, and a nice single there by number 8, the senior Bella Sizemore.
Yeah, Bella comes in leading the Lady Jaguars in average, hitting .519 with 4 home runs and 20 RBIs. Start off the bottom of the second with number 9, Ellie Adams.
So we are here in the bottom of the second, as you mentioned. Runner on first, 0-0, no outs. Adams crushes a ball.
And that,
See ya! A 2-run slam by third baseman, senior Ellie Adams. And what a way to start or end the second inning here. Start the bottom of the second inning.
yeah, she got all of that pitch there to right center, just hit the ball where it was, just drove it out of the park.
Looks like the bats are heating up here for North Laurel. We had a single by Sizemore, and Adams just came up and absolutely crushed that ball to center field.
And that's Ellie's 3rd home run of the season.
Number 28, Morgan Edwards.
So first baseman and senior Morgan Edwards to the plate now. First pitch is ball 1. North Laurel now leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning, no outs. Edwards gets a piece of that. Looks like it's going to drop fair. Nice little hit to left field right on the line there for Morgan Edwards, a single. That's going to bring up catcher number 15, Bella Finley, to the plate.
Bella Finley, a freshman, 23 hits and 51 at-bats, a .451 average.
First pitch down the pipe, strike 1. She'll show the bunt, gets it down to the pitcher.
Great job.
The throw to first is good, and Finley does her job. She'll advance Edwards to second base on the sacrifice bunt.
That's just it's a very heady play right there. No outs, runner on first. You want to continually keep putting runners in scoring position. And people may say, well, she's batting .451, but you want to keep adding on runs here. Great job by Bella Finley, the sacrifice bunt.
That'll bring up number 26, the designated hitter, Tessa Munholland. Lefty, she'll hold off the first pitch for ball 1.
We were talking to Coach Edwards earlier, for those that are baseball guys like me and Ethan Eversole. In softball, it's called a flex, the flex position.
Flex, I knew that too.
And,
yeah.
It's similar to the designated hitter in baseball, but you have a little more flexibility in how you can move the lineup.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Chris Edwards.
So sorry, Munholland, the flex with the 2-0 count here. That ball hit hard. Shortstop fields it, makes the throw, and throws Munholland out at first.
Great play by the shortstop, Bailey Frazier. Not a whole lot Morgan could do.
No.
Number 11.
From that spot, we're on second base. You want to advance, the ball's hit at you or to your left. And that was a little bit to her left, but she would have probably been thrown out if she tried to advance.
So that'll bring up left fielder Katie King. She'll foul off the first pitch. Made a nice play in left field in the first inning there. That pitch is going to be ball 1, 1-1 count here.
Katie comes into this game with batting .209. 9 hits on the season.
She'll hit a fly ball, and that's going to be second baseman drops back and makes the play. So North Laurel ends the second inning with 2 runs on the board with a 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, I couldn't capitalize there, but good start with two hits back to back, including a 2-run homer by Ellie Adams to take the lead here 2-0.
So we'll step aside, take a quick break.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5 verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him too." That's us, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
E.C. Porter IGA has been your hometown grocery store for decades because of our quality and impeccable service. And through the years, that hasn't changed. 714 East 4th Street in London. E.C. Porter IGA is a proud sponsor of our local student athletes. Independent Opportunities is a human service company committed to providing high-quality support for those with disabilities. They're hiring now. Phone 877-9209 or search Independent Opportunities on Facebook.
Gondolier Italian Restaurant of London is a proud supporter of North Laurel Athletics. Locally owned and operated, Doyle Jones and his family and staff use only the freshest ingredients with the largest menu selection around. Here are just a few of the things folks are saying about Gondolier. Fast, friendly service. Everything was delicious. While another satisfied customer says great service and staff. The food is amazing and has yet to disappoint. GondelierofLondon.com. North Laurel and Gondolier are a winning team.
If you want your lawn to look amazing, look no further than Amazing Grass Lawn Care. Elijah Jervis and his crew of outstanding lawn care professionals are the best in the bluegrass. At Amazing Grass, we aim to meet all of your lawn care needs at a reasonable price. You grow it, we'll mow it. For Amazing Grass, phone 606-231-4411. Isaiah 40:8. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Amazing Grass. How sweet the ground.
Number 11, Morgan Jackson leading off, and she'll hit a nice line drive out to left field for a single to start the top of the third inning for the Cardinals.
With one on. For Southpaw.
That'll bring up number 14, Kenzie Williams, to the plate now for the Lady Cards. North Laurel leads 2-0. Carl in the mound for the Lady Jags. First pitch and hit off the end of the bat. Sizemore going to come in and nearly had the double play there.
With one out, one on.
Yeah, that was similar to the play where Emma got
Yes.
off earlier, but that ball was not hit near as hard, and the runner on first, Morgan Jackson, had time to read that and get back.
So 1 out, runner on first. That'll bring up number 22, the catcher, Emmy Rice, for South Laurel. Carl's first pitch is fouled off by Rice for strike one. Second pitch low for ball one.
We were talking about Emmy Rice earlier. She has 13 hits this year. 7 of those are home runs.
Nice pitch by Carl. Swing and a miss for strike two. 1-2 count now. 1 out. Runner on first base in the top of the third. That pitch way outside.
Yeah, you don't want to throw anything over the plate there, 1-2, but it's got to be close enough to make them think about swinging.
That pitch, Rice hits it off the end of the bat, fielded by Edwards, and she'll step on first base for out number 2 this inning.
2 outs, number 10, Addie Baker.
Yeah, great off-speed pitch there, head her out. She hit that one off the end of the bat.
So the runner from first advances to second. That'll bring up number 10, Addison Baker, struck out looking in her first at bat. That pitch, swing and a miss, strike one.
Yeah, that was the first little bit of controversy we had. And you'll notice her stance, it's slightly offset with that left foot out in front. But she's clearly asking for time until she gets in the box and gets set now.
That pitch fouled out of play by Baker.
Much better job there, Emma, working ahead, getting ahead in the count. And here now you got to hit your spots. Something a few inches off the plate, kind of make your hitter chase that pitch.
Ground ball hit right to Edwards. She'll step on the bag, and that'll do it for the top of the third inning. North Laurel still leads 2-0 over the South Laurel Lady Cardinals. You're listening to Jaelyn and Mike Black on North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network, and 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London. We'll step aside.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him too." That's us, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
If you want your lawn to look amazing, look no further than Amazing Grass Lawn Care. Elijah Jervis and his crew of outstanding lawn care professionals are the best in the bluegrass. At Amazing Grass, we aim to meet all of your lawn care needs at a reasonable price. You grow it, we'll mow it. For Amazing Grass, phone 606-231-4411. Isaiah 40:8. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Amazing Grass. How sweet the ground.
All right, number 21, Katie Sams. We're back to the top of the lineup for the Lady Jags here in the bottom of the third. So she will lead off here for the Lady Jaguars as they lead 2-0 over the Lady Cardinals.
In the first inning against Audrey Likings, the pitcher for the Lady Cardinals, Katie hit a ground ball or a little pop fly to back to the pitcher.
First pitch in the turf for ball one.
Katie hitting .429 this year, 27 hits and 63 at bats. So one of the top hitters for average for the Lady Jaguars.
Second pitch is crushed past the second baseman. Sam, she's rounding first, gonna slide into snow, stands up in the second base. We like it. Great job, Katie Sams. I mean, that ball
was smoked.
I don't know if the second baseman saw it. I think she heard it whiz past her head,
I
but
think she heard it by the time she got her glove up. Tough play.
so a nice double there for Katie Sams.
Good start to the bottom of the third for the Lady Jags. Get your leadoff hitter on.
Absolutely. That'll bring up pitcher Emma Carl. First pitch down the middle for strike one. And that ball hit off the end of the bat, and
We're going to have obstruction on the shortstop.
And Sam's going to keep going.
It's going to be a dead ball. She's going to have to go back to third. Not sure why the home plate umpire was signaling out. Clearly the fielder.
So
Just wait one out.
they called Katie Sams out right there.
It's going to be runner interference.
Wow. I thought it looked like the shortstop stood into the base path right there. So that's interesting right there. That's going to be out number one. Carl will make it to first, and that'll bring up number 2, the shortstop, Sage McClure for the Lady Jags. First pitch. Slow dribbler to third baseman on her knees, and McClure will run that one out. That's twice it looks like we've hit it off the end of the bat there and towards the shortstop.
Yeah, tough play there. That 5.5 hole between shortstop and third baseman. Sage beats it out for an infield hit.
So 1 out here. Runners on first and second. That'll bring up number 8, second baseman Bella Sizemore, who singled up the middle in her first at bat this evening. First pitch, ground ball hit to third base. She'll step on the bag. Throw to first is long over the first baseman's head. Sizemore going to go to second, and McClure won it home, but Edwards will call her back to third base. So Carl out at third on the force play there. Going to be the second out of the inning.
Number 9, Ellie Adams.
But that'll bring up third baseman number 9, Ellie Adams, who hit a 2-run homer in her first at bat this evening. She has runners on second and third with 2 outs this inning. First pitch, strike for Kinley Likens in the circle for the Cardinals.
I may have called her by her sister's name earlier.
Audrey, I think you did.
Sister,
Yeah.
Audrey.
Wait, I think I'm incorrect.
Are you incorrect?
Double check that. I think Kinley is her older sister.
You're correct.
I am correct.
I
I
had it
was,
right.
yep, I was wrong. That is Audrey Likens in the circle for the Lady Cardinals. I played some softball against and with her older sister Kinley growing up. 0-2 count here for Adams. That's going to be a pitch called a ball.
Runners on second, third, count 1 and 2. Ellie, got to get the ball in play here. Try to make the defense make a mistake here.
And Ellie swing and a miss for strike 3. And North Laurel, no runs scored in the bottom of the third. Many opportunities there, just
Several opportunities. Just unfortunate there with the ball hit as right in the running lane as Katie's taking third. Kind of hard to get out of the way there. I don't know if they'd been able to throw him out at first, so we would have first and third there, but unfortunate as we complete 3 innings here. Lady Jaguars 2 runs on 5 hits. South Laurel Cardinals no runs on 1 hit.
North Laurel 2, South Laurel 0.
we'll step aside, take a quick break.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. That's us, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
All right, welcome back to North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on Facebook and WJT 98.5 Light of London. North Laurel leads 2-0 heading into the top of the 4th inning. Number 5, Riley Bretts at the plate for the Lady Cardinals. First pitch, a strike. That ball hit hard in the gap, and Sizemore gets a glove on it, throws to first. Not in time, but a great effort there by Bella Sizemore. She was half an inch away from fielding that ball cleanly and having a chance at getting Brett out at first. That'll bring up number 15, Sky Lawson, to the plate. First pitch, ball 1. Runner on first base, no outs in the top of the fourth. Second pitch high for ball 2, 2-0 count. Pitch low and inside. So Carl finding herself behind here, 3-0 in the count.
Yeah, she needs to take a deep breath here, slow down, come all the way back here. You know she's taking here, so just throw a strike.
And there it is, right down the middle, strike one, 3-1 count. That ball going to be fouled off for strike 2 behind the plate. So here we are with a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner on first, no outs for Sky Lawson. Swing and a miss. Carl with the strikeout for out number 1.
That's a great job by him to come all the way back there and get that strikeout.
That'll bring up the pitcher, number 3, Audrey Likens. 1 out, runner on first. First pitch high, ball 1. That ball hit hard to right field. Lucy Jo Linville makes the catch, and that's going to be out number 2.
Brings to the plate number 13, Sadie Lewis.
Now at the plate for the Cardinals, number 13, Sadie Lewis. First pitch, strike for Carl. Second pitch hit off the end of the bat. Adams diving, can't make the play. Foul ball. Great effort there by third baseman Ellie Adams. So that'll make an 0-2 count for Lewis. 2 outs. Runner on first base. North Laurel leads 2-0. That ball popped high up in the air. Finley gonna call it, and she'll make the catch in the on-deck circle. And that's going to be out number 3. That's a tough play for a catcher to rip her mask off, come in and make the play, but Finley gets it done. And that is going to lead the Lady Jags into the bottom of the 4th inning here. Wheels.
Great job by Emma there to lead off hit, to strand that runner. Came back and got the next 3 hitters. And again, very tough play. If you've never played the catcher's position, ball fouled up behind you, it's just got a different spin on it. It's going to be coming back toward the infield typically, but great job there by Bella Finley to secure that 3rd out. So after 3.5 innings, your North Laurel Lady Jaguars lead South Laurel Lady Cardinals 2-0. And like you mentioned earlier, it's a great evening here on the campus of North Laurel High School. Sun's starting to pop back out. Hopefully we're through all this cold weather. We'll start to get some warm spring weather and get some ball games in here. But again, the North Laurel Lady Jaguars coming to this game with a record of 13-3. The South Laurel Lady Cardinals are 10-3, the 2 of the top programs in the state and in the 13th region.
Again, we'd like to give a big thanks to our game sponsor tonight, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
Leading off North Laurel.
Number 28, first baseman and senior Morgan Edwards leading off for the Lady Jags.
Yeah, she's had a single in the bottom of the 2nd. 1 for 1 tonight.
First pitch, strike for Likens in the circle. Second pitch is fouled off by Edwards. 0-2 count. Edwards battling there. She'll foul that one back into the net as well.
Yeah, protecting the plate there, just a few inches off the plate, but not going to leave it up to the umpire to make that decision. So good at bat. Morgan keep battling here.
And there gets great play. She hit it off the end of the handle there. Shortstop. Running back makes the catch. That's Frazier on the play. That's going to be out number 1.
Yeah, she covered a lot of ground right there, territory to get that ball hit over the third baseman's head. No way she could get to it, but great job by the shortstop.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. North Laurel leads 2-0. That'll bring up catcher Bella Finley for the Lady Jags. First pitch crushed up the middle, past the shortstop and to the center fielder. A single for Bella Finley.
To the plate for North Laurel. Number 26, Tessa Monholland.
So a nice hit ball up the middle for Finley. Gets her a single and will bring up the flex. Tessa Monholland, the lefty for the Lady Jags. She'll hit a ball right back to the pitcher, trying to turn 2. They get the out at second.
That's a great job by Likens there to have the come off the mound, come out of the circle there, fielder position, and immediately knew where she was going to go there with the ball.
So that'll make 2 outs. Monholland on first. We'll bring up left fielder Katie Keene to the plate. And Keene fouls one off and out of play for strike 1. Second pitch low, ball 1.
Katie 0 for 1 tonight. She flied out in the bottom of the second to the second baseman.
Next pitch, swung and missed. 1-2 count now for Keene.
Yeah, nice change up there by Likens. Remember Katie Keene last year in the state tournament had a couple of big hits there in the Lady Jaguars run to a state championship game.
That ball hit hard to right field. Right fielder makes the play, falling down, and she tracked that ball really well and was able to hold on to it as she hit the ground for out number 3.
Yeah, that's right fielder Riley Brett. She just kept tracking the ball and it kept fading away from her. But that, after 4 complete innings, your Lady Jaguars still lead 2-0.
You're listening to Mike and Jaelyn Black on the North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on Facebook and 98.5 WJTE Light of London. We'll step aside for a quick break and be right back.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. That's us, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
All right. Now in the top of the 5th here, South Laurel back at the top of their lineup, number 7, Bailey Frazier at the plate for the Cardinals.
She's 0 for 2. She's 0 for 2 in tonight's game. Hit the ball hard both times.
First pitch in the turf for Carl, ball 1. Second pitch hit hard in the gap. Sam's not going to be able to get to it. Looking for second. And throw is not in time, so stand-up double for Frazier to start the top of the 5th inning for the Cardinals.
To the plate with 1 on. Number 11, Morgan Jackson.
Yeah, Frazier, South Laurel's leading hitter. Good contact, drove that one into the left center field gap. Big inning here for both teams. For Emma, she's facing the top of the lineup.
Morgan Jackson to the plate now. First pitch, a ball for her.
Jackson 1 for 2 in tonight's game. Hitting 389 on the season.
Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Good location. We used to say you can make a living down there. Low and on the outside corner.
1-1 count here for Jackson. Runner on second, no outs. That's going to be ball 2 for Carl. Ball hit hard. Sizemore can't get to it. It's in the gap. Frazier rounding third. Linville throws to second, not in time, and that's going to be a double for Jackson that scores 1 for South Laurel. Just like that, South Laurel's on the board. North Laurel still leads 2-1. No outs here in the top of the 5th, and a runner on second, and that'll bring up the big guns, number 14, Kinsey Williams for South Laurel.
Yeah, Williams hitting .405 on the season. 17 hits and 42 at-bats.
Nice pitch on the outside corner for Carl.
He's 0 for 1 tonight with the walk.
First pitch is going to be strike 1. Second pitch on its way, hit hard, and it's going to drop in left field. Keene, she's throwing for home, and the throw offline. Jackson going to score, and Williams with another double. So back-to-back doubles by South Laurel, and it's all tied up here.
Back to back.
Yeah, you're right. Frazier led off with a nice double, followed up by Jackson, and now Williams gets on the double train, and we're all tied up 2-2, bringing up South Laurel's career leader in home runs, only a sophomore, Emmy Rice.
Well, you talk about this is the third time they've seen Emma tonight. Third time around in the order. So they're sitting on that fastball over the plate.
First pitch low, ball 1. North Laurel really needing an out right here.
Yeah, you need an out here to stop the bleeding. Try to limit the damage here in this inning.
Wild pitch. Williams going to advance to third.
There might be a time if I'm the catcher or head coach, I'm going to walk out and maybe have a word, just let Emma catch her breath.
Ball by Rice. Adams stares down the runner on third, and a great play. She'll throw Rice out at first. Great job by Ellie Adams. Was able to keep Williams from scoring on that hit. So North Laurel finding their first out of the inning. It'll bring up number 10, Addison Baker, to the box for the Cardinals. First pitch outside, ball 1.
I don't know. If it was me, I'm probably going to put something on here. Maybe a squeeze bunt, safety squeeze. What we got going on here? We're getting a courtesy run.
Looks like a pinch runner on third base for Williams.
Yeah. Coach
Well, that's a dead tail sign there for the North Laurel defense.
Coach Mink's either just trying to get in her head or she's thinking the way I am.
So that's Piper Jackson on third base for the Cardinals, pinch running for Williams.
Yeah, 2-2, top of the 5th. I know Baker is your third leading hitter for average for the Lady Cardinals, but small ball, I've seen that win a lot of softball games over the years.
Yep, and Looks like Adams and Edwards is expecting it as they move in a little here. First pitch, swung, fouled back into the net by Baker. 1-1 count here. Coach Mink gives the nod to Baker. I'm expecting a bunt right here. No, Baker doesn't. Great pitch by Carl.
South Laurel faithful, something a little low. It's hard to tell. I can't see the
couldn't really-
bullpen, but
yeah.
they may have Williams in the bullpen warming up. If they get the lead, she might come out and pitch to the bottom of the fifth. I can't tell from here, but
From what I'm seeing, I don't see anyone in South Laurel's bullpen. That pitch also fouled off by Baker. So 1-2 count here for Carl. I'd love to see her attack Baker here and get a strikeout. Looks like some mind games.
strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. That ball popped right up into the hands of Carl, and just like that, North Laurel finds their second out.
That ball had a lot of backspin on it.
That was really strange.
Big at bat here. You got Riley Bretts in the box. She's 1 for 1, the walk and the single.
So Jackson on third. Brett's up to bat. First pitch looks like it's going to be just low and outside for Carl. Ball 1.
That's a great job by Bella Finley of presenting that pitch, framing it for the umpire, but it was low.
Second pitch, hit hard in the gap, and that's going to score another. So big hit there for Riley Brett with 2 outs. She hits one, gets by Bella Sizemore to the center fielder, and is going to score another. So South Laurel will take the lead here in the top of the 5th, where they have scored all 3 of their runs tonight, and they lead 3-2 over the Lady Jags.
Yeah, Brett's for an 8th grader. She swings the bat well. It's 2 solid hits.
That'll bring up number 15, Sky Lawson, to the plate. She'll foul one back out of play. 0-1 count here. 2 outs. Runner on first. Second pitch, low. Going to be ball 1. 1-1 count. Second pitch high. Great save by Finley there. 2-1 count. That ball hit to McClure. She'll make the throw to first with ease, and that's going to get the Lady Jags out of a tough inning there in the top of the 5th. Lady Cardinals score 3 runs and take the lead 3-2 over your Lady Jags.
For South Laurel on the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, I think
3 runs.
4 hits.
4 hits. 1 run left off.
3 runs on 4 hits that inning.
Coming up, bottom of the 5th.
Started the inning with
Carl.
leadoff hitter Frazier doubling in the gap. Jackson with a double, followed by Williams with a double. And then we got the next 2 outs. Then Brett's with a big 2-out RBI single to give the Lady Cardinals a 3-2 lead as we enter the bottom of the 5th. Lady Jaguars will be back at the top of the lineup. Katie Sams, Emma Carl, and Sage McClure. Just about what we expected tonight. Just a great softball game. Like I said, between 2 top teams in the 13th region, 2 of the premier programs in the state. Always a battle.
I want to give a shout out to my man Drew Mahan here beside us. Does the PA over for South Laurel softball, but has been helping us out this season every now and then. He's playing a little Michael Jackson here to hopefully get our bats going at the bottom of the 5th inning. But big thanks to Drew for helping us out with the PA. All right, we're back to the top of the lineup for the Lady Jags. It's number 21, Katie Sams, center fielder.
Katie's 1 for 2. She doubled last inning. The bottom of the 3rd in the interference call.
First pitch outside for ball 1. Second pitch, low, ball 2.
Yeah, it's important for Katie here. It's 2-0. You want to get that leadoff hitter on. So I'm not sure if Chris is going to give her the take sign, but it's going to have to be a perfect pitch for her swing because we need base runners here.
That ball way outside.
I can guarantee you she's taking on this pitch.
Oh, yeah, that's 3-0. You're down a run, no one on. You're the leadoff batter.
Automatic.
Yep. And great idea. She'll get ball 4 and take first base. And just like that, a little bit of momentum here. And it'll bring up number 4, Emma Carl, to the plate.
Emma walked and then was part of that fielder's choice there in the third inning. Katie was caught out on the obstruction call. Actually, I guess it was runner interference.
First pitch, way high, ball 1. Hard hit ball, gonna land foul. But Carl was all over that one.
Out in front a little bit.
Yeah, just a tad out in front. 1-1 count here. Second pitch, she reaches out and gets it through the gap. Nice single there by Emma Carl. Again, was out on that front foot, just kind of threw the bat out there and made hard enough contact for that ball to squeeze right between the third baseman and the shortstop. So far, this is exactly the kind of start you wanted if you're North Laurel. We've got Sams on second base, Carl on first, and that'll bring up number 2, shortstop Sage McClure, to the plate. First pitch low, ball 1.
Yeah, it's important here. We've had a walk already this inning on 4 pitches. Sage needs to be patient, get a pitch that she can drive in the gap.
Second pitch, like a changeup inside. McClure swing and a miss for strike 1.
That's a good pitch.
That was a really nice pitch. That pitch high, ball 2. That's the thing about McClure. She's a very strategic batter here. She's gonna put up a fight in the box, and if you're the pitcher and the defense, you're gonna have to earn everything. Right here, she's not gonna chase. Second pitch, outside. 3-1 count now for McClure.
Yeah, Sage is hitting .481, and she's yet to strike out this year. She's going to get the ball in play. Hitters count here.
That ball hit to the second baseman. The toss to the shortstop at second was wild. That was wild right there, and Sam's going to score to tie this up, and Finley. No, sorry, that's Carl on third base. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, Sam scored.
Yeah, I lost the ball off the bat.
It came off the glove of Likens.
That's what I thought.
On it,
yeah,
went
okay.
to the second baseman, and she tried to get the force at second. I don't think even on a clean throw, if she was going to get the runner.
That was one of those she couldn't tell if she wanted to throw it underhand or toss it.
Yeah.
And she was a little too far for the underhand toss, and it was just wild and over the shortstop's head, who was on second.
Likens got just enough glove on it to slow it down, keep it from going to center field.
So nice hit there by McClure up the middle, and that scores a run to tie it up 3-3, no outs. And Sizemore crushes one, but right to the right fielder. And Carl chooses not to tag, but she probably should have.
Well, the throw was a little off target, but solid contact there by Bell. It's just hit it right at the right fielder. Riley Bretz for out number 1.
Number 9, Ellie Adams.
I think Edwards was calling for the tag right there. He looked a little frustrated after that play, but
I can't see from this corner of the press box. I don't know if she took off and didn't get back in time to be able to tag up.
I wasn't paying attention, to tell you the truth, but that's just going to be the first out of the inning here. That'll bring up Ellie Adams. We have runners on second and third.
Ellie 1 for 2 tonight with that 2-run homer there to get the Lady Jags on the board there in the bottom of the second.
Notice that pitch missed really low right there. Adams swinging a miss on the changeup there. Yeah. That pitch high. 2-1 count here for Adams. That ball kind of hit off the end of the bat. It's going to drop, though, right in front of the left fielder. She didn't get a read on it, and Carl going to score with ease. McClure will stay at second, and Adams there driving in another run for the Lady Jags.
Number 28, Morgan Edwards.
So now North Laurel leading
4-3.
4-3, yeah. I was making sure that was correct.
1 out, runners on first and second. Morgan is 1 for 2. It's a single tonight.
First pitch.
Good
Fouled
play.
off.
Good cut. It's fouled it straight back.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Adams on first, McClure on second. Edwards at the dish. She'll turn to bunt. Going to be a foul ball there.
Good idea there. Get that bunt down. Even if you're out at first, you put runners in scoring position on second and third. Now she's got to battle, get the ball in play here.
0-2 count. Hard hit ball. And going to be a double play as the second baseman made the catch and threw McClure out at second.
In the bottom of the 5th inning for North Laurel.
So that's going to.
Good inning for Lady Jaguars. 2 runs on 4 hits. Get back ahead 4-3 after 5 complete innings. We'll step aside here. You're listening to Mike and Jaelyn Black, North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network, and 98.5 WJTE.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. That's us, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
All right, we're back here for the top of the 6th inning. Number 3, the pitcher, Audrey Likens, leading off here for the Lady Cardinals. North Laurel with a 4-3 lead in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, good inning for the Lady Jaguars to bounce back there and regain the lead here. Important here, we got 8-9. Important 8-9-1 up here. Important for Emma to get ahead, get some outs before we get back to the top of the order.
First pitch, a ball. 1-0 count. Second pitch is fouled off and out of play by Likens. 1-1. Carl looking for that outside corner. Looked like it was a little too high there. 2-1 count now. No outs, no runners on.
Good pitch.
That ball was tipped. Caught for strike 2. 2-2 count. And strike 3 for Emma Carl.
The plate number 13, Sadie Lewis.
Sadie Lewis up next. She is 1 for 2 with the walk. 0 for 1 with the walk.
1 out now. Sadie Lewis, the lefty, up to bat for the Cardinals. First pitch on that outside corner for strike 1. Second pitch high. Going to be ball 1, 1-1 count here. 1 out, no runners on. North Laurel leading 4-3 in the top of the 6th inning. Going to say that pitch was low. 2-1 count. That's going to be ball 3 here, Carl. 3-1 count.
Yes, let's take a deep breath here all the way back here. No walks here.
That ball hit hard. Sizemore going to try to make the play, and she does.
Great job by Emma there. Throw strike, let your defense work.
Number 7, Bailey Frazier.
Great play by Bella. Field that and throw out Sadie Lewis. Talking about walks, Emma walked 2 in the first inning and 1 in the second, but she hasn't walked anyone since. Those walks will come back to haunt you, and you definitely didn't want to have anyone on base when Frazier comes back up. A solid double there in her last at bat.
First pitch for her is high. Ball 1. 2 outs here. No runners on.
Emma started her with a little off speed there, but left it high.
Nice pitch right there. Strike 1, 1-1 count here. Woo, looking for the outside corner, just barely missed it. 2 balls, 1 strike here. 2 outs. Good pitch. Sizemore going to make another play. Yes. That's out number 3, and that'll take us into the bottom of the second. Much better. Great job by Emma Call right there that inning. You know,
3 up, 3 down.
Absolutely.
1 strikeout, 2 putouts by your second baseman. Just like I said earlier, get ahead. Then you can start making your pitches, hitting your spots. But after 5.5 innings, the Lady Jaguars lead the South Laurel Lady Cardinals 4-3 in a great softball matchup here tonight on the campus of North Laurel High School. Again, you're listening to Mike and Jaelyn Black on North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network, 98.5 WJTE. Again, we'll be bringing you several more games on this platform in the upcoming weeks. Should have some posts out in the next day or two about those games and also some sponsorship opportunities.
Looks like Likens still going to be in the circle.
Still be in the circle.
For the Lady Cards. And leading off for Lady Jags in the bottom of the sixth, the catcher, freshman number 15, Bella Finley.
Yeah, Bella is 1 for 1 this evening with a sacrifice bunt and a single.
The leading off for North Laurel, number 15, Bella Finley.
First pitch, hit fouled on the third baseline.
Yeah, if you're North Laurel, you would like to put another run on the board here in the bottom of the sixth. Give yourself a little bit more cushion. Give your pitcher a bit more cushion there in the top of the seventh. So you want to add on here.
Second pitch down the middle, strike two. So Finley down 0-2 in the count. That pitch, she'll get a piece of it, sends that ball foul and out of play.
Here it's important for Bella to choke up a little, shorten that stride. And
EC Porter IGA has been your hometown grocery store for decades because of our quality and impeccable service. And through the years, that hasn't changed. 714 East 4th Street in London. EC Porter IGA is a proud sponsor of our local student athletes. Independent Opportunities is a human service company.
Number 26, Tessa Holland.
So Finley grounds out to the third baseman right there for out number one. That'll bring up the flex, Tessa Mulholland, to the plate. 1 out, no runners on. North Laurel leads 4-3 in the top of the sixth. That ball hit hard off the glove of the third baseman. She'll make the throw, no good, and Mulholland is safe at first, runs that one out.
To the plate for North Laurel, number 11, Katie King.
good job by Tessa there to get the bat on the ball. So we're going to have a pinch runner for Tessa Mulholland. That would be number 26, Riesland Garland, 25. Couldn't tell the number for sure. Now we've got a timeout as South Laurel Lady Cardinal assistant coach Brad Mink has made his way into the circle for a conference. And then you have the runner and hitter for the North Laurel Lady Jaguars have made their way onto the third base side of the field. Conference with Coach Chris Edwards and Coach Ben Sands.
So far, been a really great contest between both these teams. North Laurel, with the help of Ellie Adams, put 2 runs on the board in the bottom of the second. But South Laurel came punching back in the top of the fifth, putting 3 runs on the board to take the lead. But since then, North Laurel followed back with 2 more and now lead 4-3 in the bottom of the sixth.
Been a pretty clean game. I know the scoreboard shows 3 errors for South Laurel. I would argue that probably just one of those would have been scored an error. Katie Keene in the box takes ball 1. Thought Coach Edwards might sacrifice here to get that runner in scoring position with your leadoff hitter up next.
Going to be ball 2 for Keene. 2-0 count. 1 out. The runner on first for North Laurel. Keene going to show the bunt, pulls back. Garland stealing second, and she slides in head first, safe for the Lady Jags.
Great stolen base there.
Absolutely.
Got a great jump.
I love the head first slide. You don't see it a whole lot in softball,
It's the only way.
but I love it. Especially on this turf. You take off from a long ways away and just slide in. And that's going to be ball 4 for Keene. So North Laurel 1 out with runners on first and second. Back to the top of the lineup. 21, center fielder Katie Sams for the Lady Jags.
Katie 2 for 3 on the night. great time for a hit here.
First pitch, strike right down the middle. Second pitch. It's going to be high for ball one. 1-1 count here. That ball, great read by Garland,
yes.
Absolutely.
Great read by the base runner. Just a little low, bounces away from the catcher.
So
2 runners in scoring position now. Counts 3-1. Katie's looking for one pitch here. One zone, something she can drive out of the park. Like South's going to bring in their infield, try to cut off the run from third.
2-1 count. Runners on second and third. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Sam swinging a miss for strike 2.
I had 3-2. The umpires looked at his indicator. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you might be. That ball fouled off by Sam's. Not to call my partner out there, but I had a 2-2 count. So 2-2 count. Runners on second and third. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Hard ground ball in the gap. Gonna score Garland. Keene headed for home. We're gonna have a play at the plate, and she is safe. Katie Sams with the double in the gap, and North Laurel scores 2 to take the lead, 6-3 in the bottom of the 6th.
That's the risk you run bringing the infield in there. Probably with infield back, shortstop's going to field that, but she may or may not have had a play on anyone. But great job by Katie Sams. And very aggressive base running there by Coach Edwards, sending Katie Keene. Throw was just up the line a little, and she was able to beat the throw.
First pitch to Emma Carl. They're going to call a strike on the outside corner.
That was the top of the strike zone.
Yeah, that was not Carl's pitch right there.
Nope.
I'm perfectly fine with her taking that. So we've got a runner on second here, 1 out. Carl crushes one, lands foul ball. So Carl, she's all over it, just a little out in front.
It's a little patience here, but now you gotta battle. Then you don't want to strike out. You want to put it in play here, make the defense throw you out.
She'll crush that one. Third baseman can't make the play, and Carl going to get on first with an error there. So we'll take what we can get at this point.
Absolutely. It's all about runners on base.
So looks like Emma Carl going to get a pinch runner. That's number 33, Bella Brown, on first base. We have number 21, Katie Sams, on second. 1 out here. And number 2, the senior in shortstop, Sage McClure.
Sage 2 for 3 tonight with an RBI. And again, to reiterate, she's playing with a broke finger.
This is who I want at the plate in this
Absolutely.
situation. 9 times out of 10, all day, every day. Here's the pitch.
Good pitch by Likens.
Yep, outside, strike 1.
Bottom of the strike zone on the outside corner.
Outside pitch, Sage drives it out of play, foul ball.
Yeah, she's not going to get anything out over the plate. Likens is going to be very careful trying to hit that outside corner. I imagine she's going to do it again. This time maybe a little high and outside. try to get Sage to chase it. But as we mentioned earlier, she's yet to strike out this year.
0-2, a pitch down the middle, gets
back
past
there.
the second baseman. Here comes Katie Sams. She's going to score, and Brown going to stay on second. So Sage McClure with a nice single in the hole there. Scores another run. North Laurel leads 7-3 in the bottom of the sixth inning here.
Second RBI of the game for Sage McClure.
So now North Laurel again. Runners on first and second, one out. Number 8, the second baseman, senior Bella Sizemore, in the box for the Lady Jags. First pitch, low for ball 1.
Bella's 1 for 2 tonight. Hit the ball hard every time. Had the line drive to the second baseman for one of her outs. So.
Second pitch, she crushes it, and the shortstop makes an
play.
insane play.
Great play by Bailey
Frazier, she just climbed the ladder, caught that line drive, and then had the IQ to step on the bag there for the double play.
Yeah, your runner there at second's looking right at it, but you
don't expect her.
Like everyone else, we thought it was going to get through.
Yeah.
So you can't expect that. A great play there, but the Jaguars had 3 more runs there in that inning on 4 hits. After 6 complete, the Lady Jaguars lead South Laurel Lady Cardinals 7-3.
We'll step aside. You're listening to Jaelyn Black and Mike Black on North Laurel Nation, the home of Jaguar Broadcasting Network, and 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. That's us, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
Welcome back. Leading off here in the top of the 7th for the South Laurel Lady Cardinals is number 11, Morgan Jackson. North Laurel leads 7-3.
Jackson's 2 for 3 tonight with a double and an RBI.
That ball hit to center field. Sam's going to come in and make the easy grab for out number 1.
With 1 down, it brings to the plate number 14, Kinsey Williams.
So now to the plate for the Cardinals, number 14, Kinsey Williams, with 1 out, no runners on in the top of the 7th.
She's 1 for 2 with a double RBI and a walk tonight.
First pitch, way outside, ball 1.
Yeah, it's important here for Emma just to go right at them. You got a 4-run lead. If she hits home run, she hits home run. You want outs. You don't want base runners. Good pitch. Oh, caught a little low.
2-0 count here. That's going to be ball number 3.
Yeah, again, what you don't want to do, you don't want to give a free pass here.
And that's going to be low for ball 4. So Williams gets her second walk of the night. And we'll take first base for the Cardinals.
22, Emmy Rice.
Rice comes to the plate. 0 for 2 with the walk tonight. Yeah, I think she's had 13 hits on the year, and 7 of those have been home runs.
Phew. First pitch. Linville going to try to track it down, but it's out of play. Foul ball. So 0-1 count for Rice now. 0-1 count, 1 out, runner on first. That pitch low and outside, ball 1.
Great pitch. Right on the outside corner.
Absolutely.
Knee high.
1-2 count now. Woo. Shooting for the same spot there.
Yeah, just a little outside.
That'll make the count 2-2 now.
Woo!
Good looking pitch by Carl. Guessing that missed just low.
Had to be low. 3-2 count here, top of the 7th. With North Laurel Lady Jaguars leading South Laurel Lady Cardinals 7-3.
Ooh, and that's going to be strike 3 on Rice. Ring her up for out number 2 right there. So that'll bring up number 10, Addie Baker, to the plate. 2 outs, 1 runner on first. There's the pitch, and that hit gets in the gap for a single.
That's why it was important for North Laurel to score runs there in the bottom of the 6th. You feel much better right now. It's a 4-run cushion versus that 1 because you got runners on first and second now. And Riley Brett's in the box, and she is 2 for 2 with an RBI tonight.
2 outs. First pitch high, ball 1.
If you're North Laurel, you just wanted to put it in play and find an out here.
That pitch low, ball 2. What you don't want is another walk right here.
Nope.
You want to make them earn it one way or another, but don't want to give it to them. That pitch.
Foul back, probably a little high there. Emma got a little help.
So 2-1 count. We've got runners on first and second, 2 outs.
Great pitch.
And a great pitch on that outside corner for strike 2.
Go right at her here. You don't want to go full. There it is.
Ball game.
That's a great pitch there by Emma McFarland.
Way to close it out there. The freshman gets the strikeout, and that's going to end this ball game here. North Laurel defeats crosstown rival South Laurel 7-3 on their home turf. Now we're 2-0 against the Lady Cardinals this season.
Great softball game. Lady Jaguars have improved to 14-3 on the year. Since victory. We will step aside for a couple minutes, pay some bills, listen to some sponsors, and we'll be back with our player of the game and hear from Coach Chris Edwards and the victorious North Laurel Lady Jaguars. You're listening to Mike and Jaelyn Black on North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network, and 98.5 WJTE.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2." That's us, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
EC Porter IGA has been your hometown grocery store for decades because of our quality and impeccable service. And through the years, that hasn't changed. 714 East 4th Street in London. EC Porter IGA is a proud sponsor of our local student athletes. Independent Opportunities is a human service company committed to providing high-quality support for those with disabilities. They're hiring now. Phone 877-9209 or search Independent Opportunities on Facebook.
Gondolier Italian Restaurant of London is a proud supporter of North Laurel Athletics. Locally owned and operated, Doyle Jones and his family and staff use only the freshest ingredients with the largest menu selection around. Here are just a few of the things folks are saying about Gondolier. Fast, friendly service. Everything was delicious. While another satisfied customer says great service and staff. The food is amazing and has yet to disappoint. GondelierofLondon.com. North Laurel and Gondolier are a winning team.
If you want your lawn to look amazing, look no further than Amazing Grass Lawn Care. Elijah Jervis and his crew of outstanding lawn care professionals are the best in the bluegrass. At Amazing Grass, we aim to meet all of your lawn care needs at a reasonable price. You grow it, we'll mow it. For Amazing Grass, phone 606-231-4411. Isaiah 40:8. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Amazing Grass. How sweet the ground.
All right, welcome back to North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. We are live now with our shoe-in player of the game, Ellie Adams. Ellie, you hit a huge two-run homer in the bottom of the second inning. Did you know it was gone the minute it hit the bat?
Yeah, I mean, that ball felt pretty good coming off the bat, I will say.
It sure did. You absolutely crushed it, and that was definitely a big momentum shift in the game there. We talked about the first full inning and a half was just really weird. There was a lot of pauses in the game, a lot of communication between coaches and the umpires and things, and that kind of stuff can kind of kill any kind of momentum you're building up. So that hit and those two runs was huge for you guys. But South Laurel eventually came back, scored 3 runs in the top of the 5th to take the lead. What was kind of the talk, in the dugout leaving that inning when they took the lead?
Yeah, so we all went in the dugout. We knew we were going to hit it. We knew we were because we get a lot of hits. We just went in. We said, we got to hit. We got to hit, and Absolutely. That's what we did.
Yeah, we went through, and it was 2-0 forever. And then we got back on the board there in the 5th with 3 straight singles. And then you came in and had a single with an RBI there. Talk to us a little bit about, obviously, as far as district play or anything like this game doesn't mean anything because we're not in the same district. And people can say, oh, it doesn't matter. But it matters. What's the feeling in a game like this? Because we broadcast Monday night, and it's a much different feel tonight.
Yeah, there's nothing like playing South Laurel. I mean, going into this game, everybody wanted to win just because it's the crosstown rival. So going in, we knew we had to play our best game because South's a good team. I will say they're a really good team, and so we knew we had to bring our best to be able to beat them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and great job. Had a couple fielding plays over there at third. I don't think we had an error as a team, and I know Coach Edwards talks about that a lot. We're going to hit, we're going to get good pitching, and we're going to play good defense. What typically is the emphasis there from the coaches in a game like this?
He always tells us before every game, make all the plays we should and make one that we shouldn't make. And so we just try to go out and do that every single play, try to limit the errors as much as we can.
Yeah, make the routine plays.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll step aside, take another quick break here. This is Ellie Adams, your shoe-in player of the game. We'll be right back to hear from head coach Chris Edwards. You're listening.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. That's us, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
If you want your lawn to look amazing, look no further than Amazing Grass Lawn Care. Elijah Jervis and his crew of outstanding lawn care professionals are the best in the bluegrass. At Amazing Grass, we aim to meet all of your lawn care needs at a reasonable price. You grow it, we'll mow it. For Amazing Grass, phone 606-231-4411. Isaiah 40:8. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Amazing Grass. How sweet the ground. E.C. Porter IGA has been your hometown grocery store for decades because of our quality and impeccable service. And through the years, that hasn't changed. 714 East 4th Street in London. E.C. Porter IGA is a proud sponsor of our local student athletes. Independent Opportunities is a human service company committed to providing high-quality support for those with disabilities. They're hiring now. Phone 877-9209 or search Independent Opportunities on Facebook.
Welcome back to North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. We are here now joined by head coach Chris Edwards. Coach, come away with the victory over the crosstown rival. Just your thoughts on your team's performance.
Proud of my girls. South Laurel's a really, really good team. They're going to be trouble for everybody when the postseason rolls around. They didn't throw their best pitcher, or by my opinion, their best pitcher. But Likens did a heck of a job, man. She kept us off balance all day. We could not get hits strung together. That was the problem. We hit the ball very hard several times. The 3 double plays we hit into is testament to that. And I can think of another really nice play they made down here. I mean, they did everything really well tonight. And, luckily for us, we had our A game on defensively. We made all of our plays as well. So, for lack of a better way of putting it, 13th region heavyweights going at it tonight. We just got lucky and got the win.
Well, that's what we talked about. Not only 2 of the best teams in the 13th region, the 2 top teams, but 2 of the premier programs in the state. And it's always a battle. Like I said, Likens had you off, just had you off your game a little bit hitting. Everybody's out in front. But you got a big 2-run homer there in the bottom of the second by Ellie Adams. And I think she had another RBI single later in the game. Talk to us a little bit about Ellie. I think she's 4 or 5 year starter, senior.
She's been a starter for me the whole 4 years I've been here. Her and Morgan and Bella and Sage have started somewhere on the field every game that they haven't been injured. And, the senior year for these 4 girls is about halfway over, and it's gonna stink when they have to move on. But she's a stalwart at third base. She plays the heck out of it, man. She catches things that you think, man, she can't get there, and then all of a sudden she's got it, throwing the ball to first. She's fantastic, and she's not my child, but she's as good a kid as there is in your building, Mr. Black. I'll just be honest with you. She's a sweetheart. She's kind to everybody. She does everything she's supposed to do. She's where she's supposed to be, doing what she's supposed to be doing, and you can't. That's an odd situation for teenagers nowadays.
Absolutely.
I just want to talk. We weren't sure. We were here for the game Tuesday against Madison Southern, and we weren't sure, with the injury that Sage McClure had with her finger, if she'd be playing it tonight. But she played and did a heck of a job. Yep. I mean, it didn't look like that splint on her throwing hand slowed her down any.
Well, we take the splint off for the games. JoJo does a good job taping it up. It's just a little bit thicker than her finger really is. It's a little odd feeling to her. It's still pretty swollen. It's really, really sore. But I was going to have to fight her to keep her out of the lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, we had this discussion yesterday, and I told her, you're a senior. You've been around. You know your body. You know your hands. You know how you feel. If you feel like going, I'm going to watch you throw. And if you can throw it hard, I mean, she may be the relay to throw the winning run out at the plate.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about necessarily the ground ball. She can field it and make time to do that. But she warmed up fine. She came to me and she was not going to not play today. And I didn't feel like getting whooped by Sage, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you probably had a hard time.
That's what it would have happened. So
well, we mentioned growing up playing ball, Sage probably one of the toughest kids around. And 3 for 4 by my count, and the one out she made was a line shot to second base.
Yep.
And you talked about it. I don't know about the board and the score. I think South may have had a couple of errors, but made some great defensive plays. Frazier makes a play, 2 plays, short, one going to her right in the hole, and then the one there over her head that I didn't think there was any way she would get to. So played great defensively. I thought Emma, she had 3 walks there in the first 2 innings, didn't walk anybody until
late
that 7th inning. So she kind of got her control back and threw well.
The thing with Emma, she when she's on, she's really on. When she's off just a tick, she'll walk a few hitters. The thing that we have to limit, the 3-run inning, is too much. You're gonna have innings where the other team hits the ball. But if you're gonna walk people and then give up a hit or something, you're gonna get a crooked number up there, and that's what happened to us. You're not going to hold everybody scoreless as bad as I want to, but you have to limit those innings. They got 3, but that's all they got. So, in one respect, we did limit it to just the 1 inning where they produced some runs. Listen, guys, I'm tickled to death with how my girls are playing. I'm tickled with how they've responded to some adversity. Sage is the obvious injury. We're 15. What are we now? 14. We're 17 games in. Everybody's arm hurts. Everybody's got rashes on their knees and on their backside where they're sliding. Elbows are scuffed up. The pitchers are just keeled out. Nobody wants to be around each other. They hate the coaches. Everybody hates the parents. I mean, it's just the dog days of the season. It's just how it is. But these girls come to work every day. They get their job done, and they. I'm a proud coach tonight. I'll just be honest with you. Anytime you play South Laurel and you beat South Laurel, doesn't matter the records, doesn't matter who's pitching, doesn't matter anything. I get to go to work tomorrow and say, we beat South yesterday. Nobody cares about any of the stats or anything like that. We beat South yesterday. File this away. It's just my opinion that we'll probably see them again.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. Well, Coach, congrats. You're now 2-0 this year on games against the crosstown rival. And I just have a feeling we're going to have another exciting year of postseason play with the Lady Jags. And I can't wait.
I hope you're right. We got a big weekend with the Lady Jags coming up. We got a top 10 matchup with Lafayette Saturday morning, and then we play Cooper, who I have no idea what they're about or what they are or anything else. So we'll figure that out tomorrow, I guess. But I made this schedule this way on purpose. Mirrored some of the stuff that the basketball coaches have been doing recently.
Yep.
If somebody wants to play, we'll go play them. Fortunately and unfortunately for us, we got 3 more teams that were in the state tournament last year left on the schedule. We got Lafayette, who's the top. I think they're ranked 11th or 12th this week in the rankings, and then like Cooper, they could be world beaters. I just don't know anything about them. So we got our work cut out for us. But I did that on purpose, and so far we've responded.
Absolutely. All right. So North Laurel defeats South Laurel here, and we're with head coach Chris Edwards. We'll step aside and be right back to close this thing out.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. That's us, Second Mile Behavioral Health.
Gondolier Italian Restaurant of London is a proud supporter of North Laurel Athletics. Locally owned and operated, Doyle Jones and his family and staff use only the freshest ingredients with the largest menu selection around. Here are just a few of the things folks are saying about Gondolier. Fast, friendly service. Everything was delicious. While another satisfied customer says great service and staff. The food is amazing and has yet to disappoint. GondelierofLondon.com. North Laurel and Gondolier are a winning team.
All right, so North Laurel completes the win against South Laurel. Really well played softball games on both ends. As Coach Edwards mentioned, like outstanding defense on our part tonight. We can't think of a time we made an error there, and it showed.
Yeah, and kudos to South Laurel, like we said. Two best teams in the region, two of the best teams in the region, two of the best teams in the state. South Laurel played very well, and we know that we'll see them again. Just a great win by the Lady Jags. And again, you're listening to North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network, 98.5 WJTE. We've got several games we'll be broadcasting on this platform in the next few weeks, both softball and baseball. And we're excited that you tuned in. And as we like to always say, go Jags.
Go Jags.
Thanks for watching.
At Second Mile Behavioral Health, we're here for you in every way possible. We're trained professionals in the mental health field, and we care. We believe in targeted case management and community support. We assess cases like mental health, substance abuse, parenting, anger management, and domestic violence. We take your needs seriously. You can find us on social media or go to secondmilebehavioral.com. Our phone number, 606-657-5504. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41 says, "And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2." That's us.